What number pops into your head when you hear the term upper class? Is it $1 million? $10 million? Maybe a big house, luxury cars, private schools, and maybe an expensive vacation? According to Charles Schwab survey, most Americans believe that it takes about $2.3 million to be considered wealthy. But here's the truth. The actual numbers based on government data are dramatically different. Today, we're breaking down the real net worth brackets that define the lower class, middle class, upper middle class, and as well the upper class in the United States, using Federal Reserve's data, not social media stereotypes. And stick around until the end, because once you see these numbers, you may realize that you're either far behind where you thought you were or much closer than you expected. Before we get into the dollar amounts, we need to clear up the biggest misunderstanding about money. When it comes to your financial standing, income is not the most important number. Net worth is. And here's why. Imagine a brand new doctor making $200,000 per year. That sounds wealthy. But if she also has $300,000 in student loan debt, her net worth is actually negative $100,000. Now, compare that to a retired janitor. No job, no debt, $40,000 in the bank, a paid off house worth $150,000. Yes, that doctor may be making more money, but that janitor has a positive net worth of nearly $200,000. So who's actually in a better financial position? The one with the flashy income or the one who owns their life? That's why net worth matters. Net worth is simply everything you own minus everything that you owe. Assets include things like cash, retirement accounts, investments, home equity, paid off car value, and liabilities may include things like mortgages, student loans, credit cards, car loans, and what's left is your true financial scorecard and your net worth. Income shows how fast money comes in. Net worth shows whether money stays. Here's another trap people fall into. According to the Federal Reserve's 2022 survey of consumer finances, the average US household net worth is $1.06 million. Sounds incredible until you understand why that number is actually misleading. The averages are skewed by the ultra rich. If 9 people have $50,000 and one billionaire walks into the room, the average skyrockets, even though nothing changed for the 9 people. That's why we used median and not average. The median US household net worth is about $192,900. Half of households have more and half have less. This is the real benchmark. The lower class generally represents the bottom 20% of households. Financially, this group is incredibly fragile. According to the Federal Reserve data, the bottom 25% have median net worth near $0. The bottom 10% are often negative net worth. Who's here? Young adults buried in student loans, minimum wage or low income workers, single parent households, anyone hit by a job loss or a medical debt without a safety net. Life in this tier is survival mode. One car repair, one medical bill, one missed paycheck, and suddenly high interest debt enters the picture. On balance sheets, very few assets, heavy liabilities, no investments, no retirement savings, no home equity. Climbing out of this tier doesn't start with investing. It starts with stopping the bleeding, killing high interest debt, and building a small emergency fund. Even $500 to $1,000 in savings can be the difference between a setback and a spiral. The lower middle class represents roughly 20th to 40th percentile. This is where things start to improve. According to data, median net worth here is roughly $40,000 to $45,000. This group often includes young families, early career professionals, skilled blue-collar workers. They're no longer in pure survival mode. For the first time, assets begin to appear. A small 401k, a growing savings account, maybe a paid-off car, but debt is still very present. Student loans linger, car loans are common, credit cards are often carrying balances, and this is where one of the biggest wealth killers appear: lifestyle inflation. As income rises, spending rises with it. New car, better apartment, more subscriptions, more convenience, and the end result, more income, but no net worth growth. In fact, surveys show that nearly 48% of people earning over $100,000 still live paycheck to paycheck. That tells you everything you need to know. The goal of this tier is simple: create a gap between income and spending and protect it at all costs. Quick pause. If this breakdown is helping you see money differently, hit the like button and as well consider subscribing. It does a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate you guys helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. For you hitting that like and subscribe button, here's a quick picture of my dog Roman being super cute. This channel is about understanding money without the hype, so you can build real wealth over time and not fake it. All right, let's keep going now. Now we arrive at the heart of the American dream, the middle class. This group sits between the 40th and 60th percentile. This is where we find the median US net worth of about $192,900. The middle class households usually are in their late 30s to early 50s, own a home, have retirement accounts, earn around the median household income of $83,700 as of 2024. Their house is usually their largest asset. That's good, but it's also risky. Many middle class households are asset rich, cash poor. Their net worth looks solid on paper, but liquidity is low. A job loss still hurts. A recession still matters. The move from middle class to upper middle class requires a shift. Not just savings, but making assets work harder. That means increasing investment contributions, owning income producing assets, continuing to live below your means. This is where wealth begins to compound. The upper middle class sits roughly between the 60th and 80th percentile. Net worth here starts around $350,000+, depending on the location. This group is often called Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. These are doctors, engineers, lawyers, senior managers. They earn well into six figures. Their retirement accounts are deep into compounding territory. Their home equity is substantial. Some own rental properties or diversified portfolios, but here's the surprise. 36% of households earning over $200,000 still report living paycheck to paycheck. Why is that? Because spending scales with income. Luxury mortgages, car payments, private schools, lifestyle expectations. The leap from upper middle class to truly wealthy is not about income, it's about optimization, tax strategy, ownership, passive income. The upper class begins at the top 20%. To enter, your net worth needs to be around $900,000. Top 10%, roughly $1.9 million. Top 1%, about 13.6 million plus. What defines this class is not salary, it's ownership. Their income comes from businesses, investments, real estate, capital gains. Their money makes money, and that money makes more money. They think in decades. They focus on legacy. They optimize taxes and preservation. One final and critical perspective. Comparing yourself to the overall median without considering age is useless. According to the Fed, if you're under 35, $39,000. 35 to 44, $135,300. 45 to 54, $246,700. 55 to 64, $364,270. 55 to 74 is about $410,000. Your goal isn't to beat everyone. Your goal is to be the better you than you were the year prior. But if you really want to hit a number, then aim to maybe beat the median for your age. That's progress. Your net worth is not your worth. It's simply a snapshot, a starting point. Wherever you are, the rules are the same. Live below your means, kill high interest rate debt, invest consistently, own assets. That's how real wealth is built.